Alright guys, welcome back to the brand new video. Today we'll be having a look at the Jenny version 5.3 HR. This is going to be one of the latest AirPods Pro 2 clones alongside the Jenny version 5.3 Tech Builder that I previously reviewed on the channel. Jenny is a new seller to the channel, but she has been selling for a couple of years. In one of our upcoming future videos, we'll be reviewing also the Jenny version 5.3 Huiliang and the version 5.3 Tech Builder. Now the Jenny version 5.3 Tech Builder is supposedly to have the pop-up animation window. And when it comes to the Jenny version 5.3 HR, there's actually two different models. There's one that costs approximately $58 and the other one $68. In terms of the functionalities, they're basically identical, but the main difference between these two is that they have a different shell, meaning that the charging case is slightly different, and also they have a different metal hinge. The one we're going to be showcasing today is going to be the more expensive model, so the $68 model. The premium version is supposedly to have the same matte hinge as the original ones, and of course just like the Jenny version 5.2 H2S Ultra. And just to show you guys right here on the left hand side, we do have the Tech Builder model, and on the right side we do have the Huiliang version. Texture is actually a little bit different. You can actually feel the matte material on the Huiliang version. Also it has the matte finish. Both of these of course do have real metal hinges, although the matte finish may be a little bit more similar to the original. So supposedly the version 5.3 HR premium version has the same matte hinge as the Huiliang model with the matte hinge, and the budget version has a similar hinge like the version 5.3 Tech Builder. So once you get the package, of course you've got the double box with the earbuds themselves in the box, and as you can see it's actually wrapped in the plastic. Considering that we have a plastic wrapping, it does help protecting the actual packaging. And of course we got the pull tabs, as you can see. So let's check them out. Now in terms of the specifications of this product, it is very similar to the Tech Builder model, but they have their differences as well. So let's quickly go for the specs. When it comes to the Jenny version 5.3 HR, it has the same exact chipset as the Jenny version 5.3 Tech Builder. So it has the Airoha 1571AM chip. Although they have the same chipset, they are from different manufacturers, so they are produced in different factories, meaning that the motherboard used on these, sound quality, the microphone, the battery life on these are going to be different. And of course Tech Builder are usually known to have slightly better battery life, and also they have a little bit more bass in the audio. Similarly to the Jenny version 5.3 Tech Builder, it is going to support iOS 18, iPadOS 18, and Android devices. You do have an app support just like the version 5.3 Tech Builder. On Android it is called the Bull Super, and on iOS device we do have another app which I'll show later in the video. And of course it has ANC, transparency mode, spatial audio, and much more. Basically all the features previously mentioned on the previous model. Now today's main focus is going to be focusing on conversation awareness and adaptive audio. We're also going to be testing head gestures to see if you're able to answer phone calls, decline phone calls, and finally this product, just like the Jenny version 5.3 Tech Builder, does have multi-device connect, allowing you to connect up to 2 devices or so. So here's a close-up look of the box. As you can see, very similar to the original ones. And of course on the top and the bottom we've got the pull tabs. Now in terms of the pull tabs, they are a little bit different to tear them open. Here we go. Side as well. That was pretty good as well. Open the box, and the first thing you'll see is going to be the pamphlet, and inside right here we do have a few manuals including the user guide. The next thing we'll see in the box is the charging case wrapped in a plastic, as you can see. We then have the charging cable. It's going to be a USB-C to USB-C charging cable, and here we're going to have the ear tips including the extra small, and large. In terms of the packaging itself, it seems that it is made of cardboard. Same thing for the tray as well, again wrapped in a plastic. So let's check it out. We do have some actual writing on the sticker, as you can see, and here is going to be the Jenny version 5.3 HR with the green LED in the front. In terms of the hinge, I can see that it is very similar to the original ones. We got the pairing button in the back, the writings as well, got the USB-C part on the bottom, the speakers, and if you do open up the lid, we do have some writings on the top as well. So overall, I would say that the hinge looks very similar to the Huiliang version, and of course very similar to the original ones, basically identical. Overall, when comparing the snap of the lid of all of these clones, it doesn't feel identical. They're all a little bit different. So here's a side-by-side comparison of the Denny version 5.2 H2S Ultra to the Jenny version 5.3 HR. The metal hinge is basically identical. We got the matte hinge, very similar material and texture. When scratching with your nail, it feels identical, it looks identical. Here's a close-up look of the metal hinge inside the case. As you can see, it looks pretty nice. Got the charging pins inside of the case, very similar to the original ones. And of course, here are the earbuds themselves with the infrared LED that's trying to detect your ears. We got, of course, the mesh as well on the side and on the top. Alright, so now we're going to be connecting the Jenny version 5.3 HR to the iPad running on iPadOS 18, and then you're going to be testing the product. So we're going to open up the lid. Right away, we do have the pop-up animation. You're going to tap on connect, hold the pink button at the back until it says connecting. And then as you can see, we do have the white amber light. We're going to skip Siri for now. We're going to turn on head gestures right now to be able to test the feature later on. And here is the battery life of these earbuds. So as you can see, the pop-up animation works perfectly fine without any issues. Do go to the Bluetooth settings, tap on the information, you'll be able to change the name of the product to whatever you want. We also have the ANC transparency mode, adaptive audio settings right here. You can change the pressure control settings to whatever you want. You can turn off air detection if you want as well. And of course, at the bottom of the page, we do have some information about the product right here, but it's going to be useless in terms of having Apple Care service. Whenever I put the earbuds in my ear, I do have the same air detection sound, just like the previous versions and models. So like I said in the beginning of this video, one of the main features that I want to test out is conversation awareness to see if it works or not. Alright, so now I got conversation awareness turned on. I was on ANC, and the moment I spoke, it went into transparency mode. So right now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to stop talking and see how long it's going to take to go back into ANC mode. So as you can see, it went back to ANC mode. The moment I spoke, it went back to transparency mode. So one thing that I can clearly see when switching back to transparency mode when I stop talking is actually maybe slightly slower than the version 5.3 tag builder from Danny's. But again, I haven't tested these side by side. I'll have to do a further test to see. So while I'm here in the control center, I'm also going to be testing out the transparency mode and ANC. So let's start with transparency mode. So when it comes to the transparency mode of the Jenny version 5.3 HR, it does sound pretty good. I can hear my surroundings. Again, I'm not sure how good it is comparing to the version 5.3 tag builder from Danny, but overall, transparency mode, it is pretty decent. Obviously not as good as the original ones. ANC seems to be not bad. I can hear a difference. Again, I will be comparing soon to the Tiger Builder version. And like I said earlier in the video, you can download an app to adjust the settings of these earbuds. This is going to be called G and Link. You can find it easily on the App Store. Once you got the app open, you can connect to the earbuds, and as you can see right here, we've got the battery percentage of the earbuds and the charging case. Now in terms of updating the firmware of the Jenny version 5.3 HR, this is only going to work on an Android device using the Bold Super app. It won't work with this app. So right here we've got the ANC transparency mode and adaptive audio. Right here, this little bar right here is basically to adjust the intensity of ANC. So right now I've got ANC turned on, and if I turn down to 30%, I can feel that the ANC is actually a little bit weaker. Here is going to be the EQ settings. Now to find out which EQ settings is going to be the best for you, you will have to play a song and then switch between the modes. And of course right here we've got different settings like game mode, and of course the sensitivity of the pressure control. So right now we're going to be testing the sound quality of the Jenny version 5.3 HR and see how good it's going to be with ANC turned off and 50% volume. So overall, the sound quality of the Jenny version 5.3 HR is actually surprisingly pretty good, somewhat similar to the Danny version 5.3 Tiger Builder. Again, I have to test these side by side. I believe that the version 5.3 Tiger Builder does have a little bit more bass, and obviously you can improve the sound quality by switching the EQ settings within the app, just like the version 5.3 Tiger Builder. And of course you can turn on spatial audio. So let's test out with spatial audio right now. and see how good it's going to be. So yeah, again, sound quality with the spatial audio do sound pretty good. It does add some extra bass. Right now I'm going to be testing out spatial audio with head tracking. See how good it is. So I'm turning my head to the left, to the right, back and forth. So overall, the head tracking does actually work on these. The only main thing when comparing to the original ones, I would say, is that there's a slight delay. This is a microphone test of the Jenny Version 5.3 HR. This is a raw audio coming straight from the microphones of these earbuds. This is recorded somewhat in a calm environment. So basically this is pretty much how you're going to sound like whenever you're making a phone call, or if you were in a Zoom meeting working from home or at an office. So as you can see, it is pretty clear, pretty usable. We'll have to test out side by side next time comparing to the version 5.3 tag builder. So after doing a few tests, I can tell you that head gestures does actually work for answering or declining phone calls. In the beginning, it actually didn't work. What I had to do is put the earbuds back in the case, then put it back out, and it worked. So basically I had to disconnect the earbuds and reconnect them, and it worked right away. So right now I'm going to do another test. So I'm going to call and see if it is going to actually work. So I'm getting a phone call. If I shake my head, it cancels. So as you can see, it does actually work. So again, we got a phone call right here. I'm going to nod my head. As you can see, it does actually work. So yeah, overall head gestures does actually work. If you do experience some bugs, just put the earbuds back in the case, pull them back out, and it should work perfectly fine. I haven't yet tested the battery life on these, but overall they should last you approximately 6-7 hours max per charge. So yeah, if you guys want to check these out, all the links will be down in the description where you guys can check these out. If you got any questions, comment below. Make sure to stay tuned for the comparison to the Danny Version 5.3 Tiger Builder, to the Jenny Version 5.3 Tiger Builder, and of course, you guys want to see a real versus fake video comparison, let me know down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.